People.
Man,
It's been a few weeks.
it's been a
What's
few weeks.
up? What's
Yeah,
up?
Christmas next week. Been a few weeks. Like
that's right. That's
year's
right.
almost over, gentlemen.
It is. It is. Well,
Wow.
we got a lot to talk about because we're going to go back and review and talk
Ooh.
about this next year. We might even talk a little bit about why we have been absent the last couple weeks and a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. So first, just have y'all been? We'll start with you, Eric.
Been good. Just been busy. Last week was funny. I was telling Aaron that I love and hate holiday parties. We had something going on from Monday of last week to Sunday, and then this week it seems like we've been, looking at our calendar like, oh, it's just as crazy. But we're blessed. I was talking to someone else about the things that were going on, and I said, you know what, I have to remind myself not to complain because it could be the other way. So either be excited about all the things that are going on and whatnot, or I could be, in mourning. So I'm happy, tired, but happy.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. What about you, Josh?
Man, it's good, man. At home, which is weird that I'm home probably the entire month of December. So, but things are good, man. Hudson's ball schedule, and trying to figure out family and holidays and stuff like that. But I think things are, it was weird. I mean, I'll say it was weird the last couple of weeks. Obviously, the Tuesday night, like it's almost like this injection for the week, and I know it's just the first part of the week, but it's almost like this infused like energy or calmness. And I will say that it was a little different sleeping the rest of the last 2 weeks, like each night, especially Tuesday nights, because I think we do such a good job of hitting points that we've got scheduled, but also talking through what we've kind of gone through and making it relatable. But yeah, it's good to be back, obviously, in with everybody and take a couple weeks off, I guess, or at least next week. I don't know how many weeks take off. We might. I mean, let's do it on Christmas morning. Like, my kids ain't here, so that's not gonna do it. Like, Eric is not. Eric is playing, Santa with the beard and all. But like, Matt and I could do it if you want.
Yeah, that's right. He already has his red. You
got the red gear on and everything.
Yeah. I've gained 20 pounds too, just to fit into my Santa suit. So
you're like Tim Allen, like in the Santa Claus, just like this.
I will be making some confessions about new diets and all kinds of things, man. But you know what? The funny thing is, we're talking about reflecting, and y'all know, like, summertime, late summertime with my surgery, that was a blessing in disguise to have to go through, what we went through and whatnot. But man, on the other side of the blessing, it's like I can eat what I want. Like, so now I have to like do some pushbacks because I literally have been tested.
No, they're called push ups, not pushbacks.
Pushbacks. I did some pushbacks from the table. I mean, we've found some cool restaurants, just not just the ambiance and whatnot, but just food, just stuff that I couldn't eat in the past. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try that. Yeah. That's the joy, because we have been spending so much time together, the family, just different places. Aaron's birthday was Wednesday, and we took her out to this new spot in Greensboro. And man, the boys had so much fun. I dressed them up.
Yeah, they were dressed up. Yeah,
they were dressed up.
We had people stopping by the table and everything. And one thing that we took away from the experience is that I said, guys, you know how many people that came by and said something or whatnot? I said, you got to always remember that people are watching you before you say your first word out your mouth. They're watching you and judging you by how you look. And it was intentional with where we were to have them dressed up and whatnot. And they felt good, but they also realized that what that projected onto other people who didn't know them, but just saw them. Yeah. And they're my young kings, man.
That's it.
True. Yeah. Matt, what's up with you?
You've
been gone too.
I've been gone.
Doing things.
Yeah, we'll get to some other stuff a little bit later, probably in the
Matt
show.
Got that Patriots gear on. I'm
wearing the Patriots gear. Pumping the Patriots gear. Although they took it on the chin hard the other day. That was
a tough loss.
That was a tough loss to go up 21-0 and then just get it laid on you in the second half. They just did. They couldn't stop anything. Things are good. I'm home a lot. a lot. So I'll get into that later. But no, it's good. We had a great Thanksgiving with everybody home. It's so nice when everybody comes home. We get all 5 of us in the house because that's ending. You got Braden and Riley getting married next year. So this will be the last
Wow.
in the house this year with just a Fab Five in the house, and
Riley's messing it up.
Riley's messing everything up. She is stepping in, which is lovely because now she's great. I'm so excited for them. It's going to be a big year. But yeah, a lot of good things happening, coming up next year. Lainey graduating, Megan has kind of decided what she's going to do as a doctor, which is pretty cool. That'll be part of my story in a little bit too. And then, but yeah, no, things are good. Things are good. Excited for everybody to get here. Lainey is home already. Megan gets here this weekend. Braden comes in beginning of next week. We'll do that Christmas thing. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's been a crazy to transition. I don't know who's going to transition it, but I was thinking back when you sent that thing, Matt and I, we talked yesterday, or we sent in the group chat. What do we talk about? And it's man, this is the time of year. I think a lot of people. I think it depends on. There's two types of people, obviously, because it's like being a Walmart person or a Target person. You either look back and say, "Man, look what happened. Look, we could have done, we should have done, would have done," or I look back and thankful for where we are, and then what's going on in the future. And I think Eric talks about it too, of how much this group means to obviously the 4 of us when we're here. But how much people have reached out that we didn't know were watching, or, hey, man, I will get off sometimes, and I know you guys probably do too, get off the podcast and hey, great podcast tonight. We have that, and we kind of digress afterwards. But the people that we've been able to impact, that's the biggest thing that I have taken away is the amount of topics, which has been crazy. I wish Dago on Facebook is deleting stuff after 90 days. I'm aggravated. Come on over to Convene because we're going to put them over there. But just going back mentally, over the topics that we've talked about and the amount of stuff that we've cried, laughed, we've literally talked about all of it, and just the impact that you guys have obviously made on my life on this night, but the amount of people that we have been able to impact, and then what 2026 looks like and what all we're going to do is I'm super excited about that. But obviously looking back tonight to what we've learned too, but excited about what we've got going on too.
I'll say something about that. I've been surprised. There's so many people that have connected and said, "Hey, I've been watching your podcast," out of the blue, out of nowhere, and it's not always maybe when we're live, but it's a lot. It's literally people connect, people say, "Hey, I've been watching your podcast," and all this, and that's pretty cool to know that we are impacting people out there, and the topics are good, making a difference, and hopefully we can go into 2026, and that's weird saying 2026, and tenfold. Let's just grow. But all right, so let's transition to this. Let me say this to you, Eric.
Hey, can I say this real quick? You were talking about us growing together as co-hosts and whatnot, but even today, Josh had me rolling on your gram. I finally got my business account set up for Instagram, and you had one post today was so funny. You were dancing, talk about you called in sick, and to your coworkers.
Right.
That was hilarious. Where do you get this stuff from, man? It's almost like that time you told us about that lady who you spoke to in Utah or something that was having such a bad day.
Yeah.
But because of what you had posted, that just put her on another level to not think about what she was going through. She just laughed. I found myself laughing more since we've been together on a podcast, just watching you and the silly stuff that you're doing. It's hilarious, but you never fail in making people laugh. That's been a good takeaway of the brotherhood.
Yeah,
that's the thing, man. I love, and Matt and I sorry, Matt, I'll go let Matt go. But that's the thing, just that's my and Matt knows, with the Convene video I did a couple years ago, the amount of, and hopefully Matt can see it. I see it. I know Matt can because we talk about it, but the growth for myself of that from just being able to, getting bullied as a kid and wearing the mask of the coach's kid, the preacher's kid, the glass house, the putting everything on my shoulders as the athlete. I always wanted to be the best, and just like all that mask. And I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, when you come home and man, he did such a great job of that video of like when the lights go out, and the video is wild to me, but that's why I do what it is that I do. It's relatable stuff because the stuff comes off my brain, but I also steal some stuff too, but borrow stuff. But like that one was legit. Like if y'all didn't see it, it said, I called into work yesterday. I told them I was sick yesterday and called into work or left work early. Today, 2 people called in and said they got it from me. Bunch of liars. Like it's just, but that's the thing I think that Tuesday nights does to bring it back to that, or Wednesdays when we were doing it, is it laughter? Is it the fact that we're in different states, we're different metrics of parenting? Is it like, that's, I think, what this is about. People can cry. I get people call me all the time. Like that made me cry. My lives on Sunday nights, like all those things. That's what we do for people. And I love that that's impacted you like that, Eric. And some of the people that are on here that are like, man, I let my kids, like, you're the only person I let my kids watch. That's the greatest thing and the heaviest thing all at the same time. But I love it. I absolutely love that. So thank you, obviously, for saying that. And obviously what we bring to people on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. But you can see it right here. You know, Amy's talking about some stuff that you do, just to highlight a little bit that you do, Josh. You do a lot of good stuff out there. And
hey, Amy, I'm gonna add you as my Facebook friend. I see you in my little mentions, but I just hadn't had time. I'm on my Facebook business page more than I am my social. So
Amy, he been growing his beard.
We got to change that. We got to get you more social.
I got you. I'm coming.
You're about, we're blowing up. I don't mean blowing up, but the food wise, but I'm saying blowing up this year. The Professor Daz, we're about to go worldwide.
Yeah. I'm gonna add Amy to the stable.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's good. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
No. I was just going to transition a little bit, and you already went there and all that, but I was just going to ask Eric a little while ago, so we'll just go back to it. Like, what has this show meant to you? And we'll go kind of around the horn. Like, what has it meant to you and your growth? If you look back at this year, and I know we throw a lot of stuff at you because like you say all the time, you're bringing up the caboose with those 2 young men and all that. And we're throwing out, do this, this is our advice and all that. So what's it meant? What has it meant to you?
Yeah, I'll do 2-part. One, a shout out to Devo, who is at church tonight. But I will start with him. This means the world to me for him, because I remember when we first talked about the version of some type of way to communicate with other men that were in our little circle, really his circle, and he invited me to the circle. And after the first 2-3 sessions, I was like, man, you got to meet Matt. I got to connect you with Matt. You got to meet this guy. And he's doing something on such a grand stage that for what you really, really are truly trying to accomplish, got to put y'all together. So this has meant like that thing where you say you find out what your purpose in life is. And my purpose is to connect people and to help with no accolades, no thank yous, just do it because it's just what I feel is right. And to see this take off the way it has, it was just a small speckle of a vision that Devon had from the dad's perspective. So that right there gives me a lot of joy to see him step out on faith and do some things and really see how it's impacted his family, his daughters, his wife, and in the community that he serves. So that's been something to the side that I could say that really means a lot to me because of the relationship he and I have. But in terms of just being able to talk about my boys, my wife, my friends that I value, and realize that while we're having a conversation online to one another, the world is getting an inside look at what it's like in my house. And I don't feel condemnation nor judgment because I know I do things differently. I feel things differently. And I know that sometimes I could come across as a broken record because, my faith is the way it is, and it really impacts me the way I raise and teach my kids and do things and don't want things coming inside our house and stuff. It seems real spooky, but that just is who I am. And you guys have really just like let me just be me. And that's been really, really cool. Last thing I'll say, again, it's about connections. I was with one of my dear friends, Danny Gatlin, Saturday, and he was telling me about some things that he had going on with one of his cousins, and just some big earth-shattering stuff that he's doing. And it's almost like I can't help my mind but to say, I need to connect you with Matt. It's just like I'm like this broken record, because I just see connection. I see Convene, the way you've drilled this into my head over the last year and a half. Every outreach, every conversation, it almost is like Convene is on the brain. How can I connect these folks that are talking to me, to you, to Josh, to Devon, to what we're doing, this platform? So this has meant the world. This meant the world because even though we hadn't been on for the last 2 weeks, it's been something that I gravitate to. It's like a magnet. When Tuesday gets here, fill in the blank. When Tuesday gets here, fill in the blank. And so I need respite, and I'm glad we're going to take a little bit of time, but I can't wait till we, get back in the saddle next year.
Yeah. And we, so my getting back in the saddle, I mentioned one podcast. We already have a guest coming on the end of January. That's going to be amazing. A doctor that's going to talk about a tough topic. He's going to talk about, suicide, and his daughter that tried to commit suicide, and how he missed all the signs leading up to what ended up happening. And we're going to take on some tough topics in the year, but very important topics, because, I don't care who you are. Those are things that you have to pay attention to and be aware of and all that. Yeah. Tough topics, but great. And that, I think we can bring on other people besides just us that can really, and you and Josh, you brought that around. So that's been good.
Yeah. So I would say that's another connection too, that Eric said, just with Matt. Like, he came to my Synapse meeting, and he's a doctor. He's like, I kind of do this and do this. And I'm like, bro, because I had talked about, hey, I do this on Wednesday nights and all that stuff. And he's like, man, I would love to be a part. I'm like, let's get the story, man. Let me connect. And it's going to be, I'm very, very excited for that one. So for sure. So what about you, Matt?
You want me to go first? You?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
it's been meant to you, buddy.
Yeah, this year's been good. One, just the connecting, and I'll go back to what you said, is Devo walking through the door when I was introduced to him, and his vision and all that. And I saw that as something that not only Devo wanted, but something that we all need and that we all want. I think men struggle with connection. Sometimes we don't turn to each other. Josh and I had this great connection. We've been doing it for a long time. You and Devo had it, Eric, and y'all been doing it, since college and all that. And then you and I, Eric, had met up. So the way it all came together has been great. But what does it mean to me? So, you went through a little health scare earlier in the year, Eric, and we all supported you and loved you. And during that scare, I found out I have cancer a couple weeks ago. And so I'm just starting the battle of cancer. And, it is what it is. A lot of people go through it. I'll go through it and come out on the other side stronger, but it's almost like God, I wrote the book, Eric, and you and I, you proofread the book for me, and we got on a call, and then we were like, okay, you said, hey, Matt, it's done. It's good. But I think you should go back and change the prologue and make it more about you. And literally, that's where we were. That's what our phone conversation was. It's done. It's done. Put a bow on it. It's done. And literally within the next 2 days, I went and found out that I had cancer. And man, that was tough. But I'll tell you, I'm a strong Marine. That's what I do. At least I like to think I am sometimes. I'm a pretty emotional guy, but Saturday I was in the kitchen, and my wife's out of town at her sister. She was out of town at her sister's, and I was in the kitchen just pouring coffee, man. And I broke, and I hadn't broke yet. And since getting the diagnosis and all that, but I broke. And the first thing I did is picked up my phone and texted you three guys, and I did that because I knew that you three, you had my back, and I asked you to pray and for me, and all of you did, right then and there. And I think that that's what this thing means to me, and that's what it's become. It's become a unbreakable bond and friendship. And then, yes, I'm going to turn to my wife. I'm turn to God first. I'm going to turn to my wife. But, sometimes in these vulnerable times, we got to know that we can turn to our fellow man, next to us. And that's what we've become over this year, and I only see that in the next, coming time. I only see that growing and getting stronger and getting better as we go, so I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, but yeah, that's what this is about. I don't care if there's nobody ever watches this thing. It doesn't matter to me.
No,
It doesn't matter to me.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's just it. So
yeah. I mean that was a tough, like, just real talk. Like that was a tough text to see. And obviously going through it and knowing what's going on kind of behind the scenes with you, the four of us. But yeah, I mean, I'll echo what you guys said. For me, I mean, Matt and I started this, Matt and I met with Synapse and networking. He's like, I was going through, I don't even know. I probably was all over the place that day. But Matt's like, before I even got my spiel done with Synapse, Matt's like, bro, we need to connect. I'm like, okay, bet. And it has been off to the races ever since. And the thing I love about this and what it's meant to me is my crazy ideas in my brain of connection and social media and people and all of that stuff. It's complemented by you guys and the interactions and all of that. And it has really driven. Matt and I started this thing. What was it? Thursdays, like a couple of years ago. Like we were doing it, like bring people on, and it was me and Matt. It was like, yeah, we're doing this thing, and it was about the men's mental health piece. And I'm like, you got 87% female followers, Josh. In my brain, I'm like, Matt, like, what we doing? Like, we don't talk to dudes, man. It's just women in this chat. But what I never expected, one, was to have obviously the friendship that Matt and I have, and now Eric and with Devo. But I never expected I wanted to, the Convene platform and the reach that has been able to happen through women that have said, and I've said it before, this is how I date, Josh. I listen to you and Matt and Eric and Devo. This is going to help me date. This is going to help me with my husband. This is going to help me with my relationship. It's going to help me with my sons. That was something, maybe I was closed-minded. Maybe Matt tried to tell me, like, bro, and Matt's always said, Convene's bigger than this. It's bigger than this. We're going to do bigger than this. And maybe I was too naive to think that, hey, we can impact the men that we're talking to through the women in our lives, or the children. There's teenagers that watch this, which is amazing to me, that somebody's parent wants them to watch what we're talking about. Like, that is that impact to me. And it's people, it's insurance, it's social media, it's what Eric does, it's what Matt does. We're in a people business and a heart business. And I hope that people that are on here can see we don't get paid for this. We do this because we want to. Eventually, who knows where this thing goes. But as far as the reach and all the things, but we do this because we want to help. We all four have this servant's heart, this serial entrepreneurship, nonprofit world. That is like the wildest thing to me, that we can reach people all over the world and they want to hear what we have to say, not because we're perfect, but because we failed. And I hope we're doing a good job of failing forward and falling forward, and people realize that to me is so humbling and so amazing. And I'm just glad that Devo came to Eric, Matt, and I. Like, it's perfect.
Let me say one more thing, because I lost my thought in there. I was talking about the book real quick. I didn't finish that thought. But so 2 days later, man, I got the thing. And so now it's that's the epilogue, because that's the next chapter. And that's the reality of this thing. Is, you go through things, and the whole book is about these journeys, right? Up and down, and falling and getting knocked down and getting right back up. I referenced being like fighting Mike Tyson in the book and all that. And so, I mean, I'm like, hey, man, we're perfect. We got the Professional Dad podcast going. We have Convene 3.0 launching in, beginning of the year. I'm like, we are on top of the world. And then you turn and you go and you're like, whoa. Now, I want to tell this quick story too, is because I can't remember if I told you, Eric, but I know I told Josh about this. But so I wear this gold chain right here with this cross. And so there it is, right? And so, man, that cross hadn't come off from around my neck, and like I can't remember when. Every once in a while, I like, something will happen, it'll come off. I'll like undo the latch or whatever. But man, I found out that I had, I got this, diagnosis and all that, and man, like I was getting out of the shower, and like in a couple of days span, it came off my neck and fell on the floor, like right on the bath mat, like 3 times. And that was the only other time I got like a little bit like emotional, because it fell off on the floor and I screamed. I did, like, loud. I was like, God, not now, not now. Don't do this to me now. And then immediately I went, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scream, I'm sorry. And so I was on, that happened. And then I came and got on a call with Kate Gallahue, one of the people in Convene. And when I was talking to Kate, and I told her what was going on, and I told her about what had happened with the cross. And she said, well, Matt, she said, where do you wear the cross? And I'm like, well, I wear it around my neck. She goes, no, but what do you wear? Do you wear is it underneath your shirt? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I wear it right here. It's underneath my shirt. She goes, well, maybe it came off and fell on the floor and was facing you, because he was saying, you need to focus on me right now, not underneath your shirt. And that just kind of hit, when it happened. And we lost Eric at him.
Wow.
I didn't mean to shock you, Eric, but
No, that was good. I thought the spirit was blowing out the connection, says facing him. I was like, we caught in the rapture, and I was gone, and y'all was still on.
But I'm telling you, man, it hit me. It hit me. Like I was like, wow, that's pretty intense, And she goes, yeah, I think that's right, And then I told the story. I was telling somebody about it, and I'm like, hey, it hasn't come off again, right? It hadn't come off again. And guess what happened? It came off right after I talked about it. And I'm like, dang, what is going on, But yeah, I mean,
listen, you better get you a big, like,
I need to get me
flavor
like a flavor cross
out there. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, I would say too, Matt, that's like those people. Some people call them God winks.
Yeah,
if somebody calls them coincidences, like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, that's a God thing. And there's been so many God things, like winks or things that have happened this past year. Like, and look, Eric called me on one, and he's like, bruh, like, what the heck did you say last night? I'm like, huh? He's like, this freaking happened today, like less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
But so many things have happened, and I look back and I'm like, we just talked about that, or Devo said that, or Eric said that, or Matt said that. And I'm like, yeah, like, you're funny. Like, God's got an amazing sense of humor if you listen. And if you realize that there's no such thing as coincidences, it's all this predetermined, and we just have to see it. And I said something on my live a couple weeks ago, and was like, Matt was talking about screaming. I think people listen so much. We listen so hard for this massive sign from him, or for him to yell at us, or him to do whatever. It's in that gentle whisper. It's in that gentle moment where you're like, but if you're listening, it sounds so loud, but he's just, hey, it's just that, like your necklace, Matt, like that gives me chills, like the greatest chills all over my body. Like, wow. Yeah. Like, and just the, you could have told us guys that, and we'd be like, bruh, like, fix the thing. But you needed to talk to Kate.
Yeah.
And Kate is like, it's the whole, like, it's just amazing, man. Like, so much of that this year that has spawned off from what we're doing into real life, or social media, or business, or like kids, like all of that stuff. It's just wild. Like, I wish Facebook didn't delete our stuff because, like, I want to go back and like watch some of that stuff, but obviously on Convene we'll have that. So
Yeah, that's right.
It's wild. Well, I just
go ahead, Eric.
You said Kate already interpret that, but when you were saying something, I was just looking at it like sometimes when you say you did that and never took it off, never took it off, never took it off, never took it off. I think about how my pastor's talking a lot about sometimes we get routed in religion. We do things that are just religion. It's the religious thing to do. It's the thing to do. And then when you don't do something, or this came off right now you're looking at that grace part of it. Like, you need God. You don't need it. You don't need the religious order about putting it on, never taking it off.
Yeah.
But it's like when it falls off, that power is still there. Whether it fell or not, you pick it back up, look to him. The power of God is still there. And it's not the process of putting it back on, but it's really just anchoring into him.
Yeah.
That you have the mind of Christ, you have the strength and the authority of Christ. You get to speak to your mountains. They're going to move because you have the authority. You've got that symbol to know that it's tattooed on you. And and your faith walk is strong. You talked about being a Marine. But when Jesus died for us on the cross, he gave us everything we were supposed to get. He took it on so that we could have all of his authority, all of his power, all of his healing. And it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It's a promise. And when you text us Saturday, when we went right into, because you talked about weakness and was going right into 2 Corinthians and talking about when we're weak, that's when he's made strong.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing that came to mind because there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable and being sad and weak, and you saw what I went through. And but you never lost focus on one, I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna see my son walk across that stage or jump that broom. None of that stuff ever lost focus. It is what it is. I know what I have to do. Let me lean on my boys. Let me lean on the rock, and let's keep it moving. Because just as Jacob held up that hand so Noah's staff would or Moses' staff would never drop, we're gonna hold your hand up. Through the entire process so that you don't drop your staff, that you're going to make it through this process. And when you write the epilogue and the next chapter and the next chapter, it's going to be the next 12 seconds that changed everything.
Yeah. That's right.
And how I responded when this diagnosis came, what I did to change so that I didn't, let my weakness consume me, but I got strong like David and I defeated that giant.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'll take this like moment now, and I'm glad we didn't see you through your stuff, Eric. I'm just not going like. I'm just going. But it's amazing. Like, that seems like it was yesterday. Yeah, and I know for you, like, too, just thinking back, like, hey, Eric's gone. Eric's got this going on, and the text from you, and like all that stuff, and now it's like, man, like, what it just goes to show you of the power of prayer and brotherhood and faith and all those things. It's like, man, it's just wild. It's absolutely wild. This past year, like, just hearing what has transpired. I got somebody said it today, and I'm gonna put it into a video, of course. But I thought this was the coolest thing. I was at a Synapse meeting today, 2 Synapse meetings today. And this lady said she's a life coach, and she took adolescents to kids transitioning out of like 18. They were talking about foster care and all that. So young adults, middle school, and then transitioning out. And she said she teaches life coaching. She said, I teach people to plan in pencil.
Oh, that's true.
I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
She said, I teach people to plan in pencil. So we're ever editing, we're ever changing. We're not perfect. We learn and we grow. She's like, I think we're not perfect. And I'll make it into, ChatGPT will help me because that's my friend. But when she said that, I was like, and then Matt, we're talking about all the things today. And I'm like,
well, look, I came back and he told me, and I rewrote the epilogue.
Yeah.
He said, Eric said, the only thing you need to change is the prologue. No, I had to rewrite the epilogue.
Now you had to rewrite the epilogue.
Because
But I think, Matt, like I think with your, and maybe you, if you want to talk about it, I'm putting you on the spot, but it's your show, like whatever, it's your diagnosis. But like what we're doing obviously is trying to help people through our failures and what we're doing. And obviously Eric's gone through that sort of thing. We've got some people that are coming through, but you're going to kind of lead this, if you want to talk about it, but like this charge of like, we talk about all the time, men don't talk about feelings. Men don't talk about this. We've gone through that the entire year. We're different. We understand that, but we're trying to help. But you go to something like a diagnosis of cancer, nobody really wants to talk about that, male or female. But then you give it to a man and you give it to what the pride and all of the stuff for us. And that's where I think you're going to kind of take this and obviously all of us be there, but talk a little bit about, if you want, about people and all of that, how we're going to try to reach more.
Well, convene is just the word convene is to come together, right? Let's bring people together. So, and I pray all the time, Lord, use me for your will, use convene for your will. And it's almost like he said, hey, you sure you want me to use you for my will?
Right.
And use me for your will, God. And so when I get diagnosed the other day with cancer, it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Is this what we're talking about, God? Is this what you want me to do? And this is what he wants me to do, because, hey, the reality of it is like that, that's what convene's all about. Convene is all about bringing people together. Convene's all about, bringing people together and looking for those vulnerabilities and to say, hey, you're not alone. You're not walking alone. We're walking together, and the gentleman that's coming on to talk about the suicide stuff in the end of January, I was having a conversation. I was talking on the phone with him about that. And he goes, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm starting a Convene Strong community, because I think there's so much that we can do. And I'm going to lead the charge as I'm going through, this January 14th, the surgery and all that is when it is. But I'm going to lead the charge. I'm going to, speak from a place of, hey, I'm going through it. Let's go. Let's pick it up and let's hold hands. Let's run together. And he goes, well, Matt, I'd love to be he's a natural, what is he? I don't want to say holistic doctor. That's not it.
He's like a hybrid of medical. He's got his medical stuff, but he does the holistic natural.
Yeah, he's an MD. But there's a specific word I'm looking for, and I can't quite pull it off the top of my head, but he's a doctor. But he said one reason that I'm the type of doctor that I am is because I'm a cancer survivor as well. And he has
a connection.
Yeah.
Like you called me that. I was like,
yeah, like this connection. So here we are. We're going to talk about the topic of suicide prevention with kids, and that's good. And then we're next thing you know, we're talking about, he's a cancer survivor. I'm a cancer survivor. He's a doctor. He wants to be be a regular guest and be a part of that community and that category, so we can, help people out and all that. And I'm just like, man, that is amazing.
but you know what, Josh, it goes to what you were just saying, and Matt, you were bringing this to a head, is that we should not be in isolation.
Yeah,
the things that we're going through. I think this podcast is bringing that out with some of the after hour conversations you're having with your fans and other people that are talking to us. That where we saw it as, 4 boxes talking to each other on a Wednesday, then turned into a Tuesday, Thursday that turned into Wednesday, that turned into Tuesday. And now it's like, first of all, I'm dealing with this too.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were dealing with this. They seemed happy. They seemed like this is fun. And now you see, oh, okay, this is impacting me. It's not, to me at least, it's not strange to hear that mothers are having their children listen to us, to you.
True.
That's not strange to me at all, because if you go back to January, if you can think back to January 25, and I don't take credit for much, but I will take credit for saying to this group, I said, we're going to make the devil mad.
Yes, we are. You did say, yes, you did.
Said, if we're going to do this, we're going to make the devil mad, because this is the type of stuff that disrupts principalities and powers of the darkness. Because when kingdom men come together to start talking about their circumstances, and they give praise through their worship to God for the things that he's done, delivered us, healed us, given us, the grace and power to do his thing and to wrap us in his glory, that shakes up that dark side, that kingdom side that is working against his goodness and his glory.
Think about like this. You got Amy making great comments. You got Natasha. You got other people making great comments. And thanks for that, Natasha and Amy, your comment earlier. But that's what, it's not just us. That's what's so cool about this is, we have the opportunity, and it's not about the four of us. It's about the opportunity to bring other people together, to come together, to grow something special. And to make something bigger than us. And, we've talked about it, that it's bigger than what we are, and that's really what it's about. And if there's anything like with the challenges of me saying, God used me for your will. And he's like, all right, you say that, but I'm going to use you.
Bet. I bet.
Like, yeah. He's like, all right, bet. We got this. You ain't going to like it, but we got this, and, but look, and another thing that Kate said to me, she made this comment about finding your 12, and I was like, hey, that's it. That's the next book, is Find Your 12, because that's what this is all about. It's about finding your 12. I mean, again, Jesus went forward and found his 12. He didn't find.
I don't want to be Judas. I do not want to be Judas.
Yeah. You don't want to volunteer to be him?
No.
He gets a bad rap. He did some shady stuff, but he really loved Israel.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, again, we got the opportunity, and that's what I think we've done to a small extent, but we haven't even scratched the surface of what we can do going forward. We all have a story, right? We all have a story. We all have something to share.
And I think I'll take it another step, like, and I hear it social media wise. I know you guys probably hear it real life wise, but the credit is due to him. That's we're just a vessel. And here's the thing. We're 4 individual vessels, or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or 12, or how many people we bring in to try to help this. We're all going the same direction. That's the most important thing. We're all going the same direction. We're 4 vessels. We have our own stuff, our own groups, our own professions, our own things, but we're 4 vessels that are all going in the same direction. We all want to help people. We all want to do that. That's all we're doing, is just bring the gospel, bringing the realness, bringing our failures, bringing our faults, learning from each other. Like the amount of stuff that I've learned from you guys, but we're vessels in a broken world. We're lights in a broken world. And that's an amazing responsibility that we have, but it's something obviously that we all knew. We had this conversation before January even started. Like, we talk about making a devil mad. We're like, all right, we're going to do this. Like, this is what we're going to do. We've had Eric's like, why come Matt and Josh are on the top, but me and Devo? Like, we've had all of these things, but we're like, look, we're going in the same direction. And we've never altered off that, which I absolutely love that.
You've heard me say it. One of my favorite things to say to people is like, we think we're walking alone, because I always say it just like this when I'm talking to people on a call. I'm like, we think we're walking alone, but we're not. We're walking hand in hand, and that's really what we are. You're not walking alone, because you think I'm the only one who's ever gone through this. I'm the only one who's ever gone through this ever. I'm the only one who's, Eric, you're the only one who ever went through the type of surgery that you had. I'm the only one who's ever gone through this cancer. Josh, you're the only one who's gone through the things that you've gone through. Nobody else has gone through that. But the reality of it is and here it is right here. Good Lord.
Iron sharpens iron. Hold on, where's my hoodie at, Brian?
Yeah, put it in there, because that's it. That's it.
Yeah, hoodie somewhere.
That's amazing. That's right. We should all have that hoodie on tonight.
I've had more people asking me that. I've worn it in practice a couple of times. I'm like, what's that for? Tuesdays at 9:00. Here's how you find out.
Tuesdays at 9 on Facebook Live, baby.
How you find out.
That was perfect timing, Brian.
Hey,
that's amazing.
Let me throw this. We don't have to talk about it right now, but I just want to get your opinion on something, because I've been praying about this, because as funny as it's about to sound, as soon as it comes out of my mouth on Monday, when I got to the parking deck, I said, said that, trusting the Lord and all things, in all things and all our ways. So I've been praying for the family, or whether or not we should get a dog.
Yeah.
I'm literally praying about whether or not, because it's a big responsibility. The boys want a dog, and they're driving me crazy about a dog. So
Keep
That's
talking.
not some willy-nilly situation.
Matt's got dogs. I don't. I'm gonna
I
say
don't.
no.
I don't have a
I'm
dog.
saying
But,
no.
well, I will tell you, losing.
Losing one's not fun.
Yeah, losing one is the worst.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I'm gonna tell you what, Braden and Riley have a
Braden
dog,
and Riley's dog is pretty awesome.
and this dog is literally like, I mean, he just, oh man, I can't find it. Where we at here, man? But it's Stu Dog, we call him,
Stu Dog.
Stu Dog.
man.
Well, why you looking for it? I put down a down payment on a
You
golden.
did.
Yeah,
Hold on a second. You didn't even run it by us or nothing. Like,
No, I did it, but I know I'm just saying I want to know because I'm in that kind of like, should I back out? Because I asked Aaron, the boys are like, yay. Aaron's like, it's your dog, it's not mine, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, what does that mean? Are you not in? Not. Yeah.
Look at that dog. Look at
That's
Stu.
Stu Dog. Yeah, that's Stu Dog. And I said, Stu, let me take a picture. And he literally sat down. I snapped the picture, and he got up, walked away, like he knew what I was asking.
Like a
That's
freaking human.
Crazy.
If you're gonna get one, you better get you a doodle or something because they
Yeah.
smart. They like little. They like
Yeah.
little
What do you get?
humans.
Since we're showing pictures, let me just show y'all.
Let me tell you what. I
Love
love
that
dogs. I don't know if I can get another one right now, just because we're going all over the place. But I get to see Stu. Oh, look at that right there.
Oh, it is a doodle.
It's
Yeah.
a doodle.
Yeah. Hey,
You gonna look real. You gonna look real cute, Dr. Hudson, with that poodle.
look,
in my hand like this.
Stu. Let me show you one more picture. Okay? This is what he
I
does.
gotta figure it out.
This is what our podcast is going.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out by February what I'm gonna do, man.
Oh, hold on. I gotta.
Hey, that's Stu right there. That's Stu coming up, and like I'm laying on the couch, I'm watching football, and he comes up and just does that. He's like, "You gonna pet me, dog?" But look in the back. What's that right there, Josh?
Is that cake?
Is that a little Debbie box?
Jays.
Oh, the
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That looked like a picture I would take, like put up like shadow that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, hey, man, I love it. Like that dog can literally take my temperature down. He can calm me down. I believe in the power of a dog, man. I do.
Yeah.
I think they're so good. Yeah, like Amy says, they can.
Devo said you better get that $25 dog from the town. Come on, Devo.
Where you at, D? Where you at? So I tell you what we have done. Saturday I started like, because all E's in the family. So I put on a list. I said, all right, check this out. Here are the list of names. We're getting a female pup because I ain't having no more kids, but I always wanted a girl, so we're getting a little girl dog. But we got names out, and so everybody in the house are voting once per day for the next 7 days. So
okay,
we have votes.
This is Publishers Clearinghouse.
We're voting for that.
I don't know why we're not getting a vote.
You're getting a vote every day. You're getting a vote every day for the next week. So Saturday, we're going to have the tally to figure out what. So right now, it was between Bella, Belle, Daisy, Emma, and Ellie. And Bella's in the lead.
Go with an E.
Well, Ellie has 5 votes, but Bella has 9. So I think we're about to break the mold. We're not going to have an E in the family because I think it's going to end up being Bella.
Yeah, but Bella's good.
Give me the top E dog names for female.
It's going to say Ellie and Emma. Watch. Because we did the same thing, Josh.
Yeah.
Eloise, Eliza, and Esme, and Eleanor. It did
Esme.
not.
It didn't say Emma? Dang. Okay. Because it said Emma and Ellie. You must have used Google. We used Amazon
I was
Alexa.
using ChatGPT.
What he said. And then we got Amy over here getting pit bulls.
Right.
Yeah.
Amy's over there like DMX, and we're all over here like we got a doodle.
Oh, that's funny.
That actually is funny.
Yeah.
Amy's like, y'all some posers.
Go
Go
ahead and go get your chihuahua, and I'll take my freaking pit over here, you bunch.
I do know how to change lights and put up Christmas lights and stuff. I do manly man stuff.
Oh man, no,
Hey,
I think I'm with Matt. Like, I think that's great.
I think it's great. Seriously, I think you'll love it.
But just remember, I was like That's not her dog. That's your dog.
Man,
That's your
I
dog.
tell you, it's crazy
That's your
because I
dog.
got a list. They gave me a list of like, I found myself calling the fence people, talking about here's the things we need to do. I've been taking notes on a bunch of stuff: beds, traps,
Listen.
food, all kinds of stuff.
That's too much work for a dog.
Yeah,
It's too much work for a dog. That's me. Matt would say no. I don't know what Devo would say. If you're calling the fence people to figure out if you got 7 votes per day, per week, per kid, per whatever, that's too much.
Hey,
Let's get a fake one.
The fence is only because it was already here. The previous owners, they had that invincible fence, but I think
I
think the AT&T people clipped the line. So I was like, hey, if there's a break, how much is it gonna cost me? Because I need to know now, because otherwise that dog could be out like, I'm free.
yeah.
A little area of the line that didn't work and it just bounced.
Listen, hey, if you ever get sent to the doghouse, you got somebody to cuddle up with you.
Lay there with, stay warm.
I heard that. That's what's
Yeah.
up.
Man.
No, good call. I think it's good. I will tell you that losing my dog a couple years ago, to this day, it might as well have been a human. It was brutal, dude. It tore me up, man. And I didn't realize it was going to tear me up so bad, but man, that to this day was one of the hardest days of my life. It really was, because they're going to become part of your family, just like they're part of your family. You know.
Yeah, I had Brutus, so I had a little Yorkie poodle mix. It was like 8 pounds, and I'm not a speaking of manly dogs, his name was Brutus. Like me going to the groomer with an 8-pound Yorkie poodle mix. They're like, "Oh, is Brutus here?" I'm like, "Right here." They're like, "Down here." In my hand. Yeah, I got him. Hold on, it's in my man bag. Crossbody. Yeah. I will say, like, I'm not a big dog. I'm just not. I'm not a dog. I like people's dogs, but it does my allergy things or whatever. But I wasn't a big dog person. I will tell you, going through my divorce, Brutus was my dude. Brutus was my dude. Like, he was always there, but just like
my dude.
Brutus was my dude. But just like Matt said, like just to come up and just sit. Look, I had him for years. He knew I didn't like him. He knew, but he also knew I was going through it.
Yeah.
And when he died, I woke up and found him on a Saturday morning. The kids were home. They were sleeping, and I got up and he was dead on my couch.
Story.
And it was not good.
Josh. Yeah, that is not good. That's horrible.
No. Yeah.
But you remember Convene 23. There was a guy, Andy, that started the podcast.
Yeah.
Andy Barker had his dog there. And so it was service dog. And Jody Watkins was up, and she gave an emotional speech.
Yes, she did.
An emotional speech. And it was good, but it was very emotional. And she came down off the stage, and that only person that dog did it for. That dog was up and met her coming off the stage, because he could feel, it was a female dog. She could feel the anxiety of that.
It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was
absolutely incredible. Yeah.
So good on you. Good on you for getting a dog.
Yep, for sure.
What happened?
For sure.
Don't be a lot of work, but like having a baby.
Yeah. What am I? Aaron's the ones be like, I know you're not squirming.
That's your dog. That's your dog, Aaron.
That's what
but here's the thing. I mean, we're going, it's a dog. It's your house. It's not. But we've had dogs. So you're talking about, like, listen. You go get the youngest kids, and you got the dog. Matt and I'll tell you, we'll help you through 2026. Get there, bro.
Yeah, we got support for you. We got some
stories.
I'm telling you, I'm ready for it. Honestly, get back to the real in reflection. Kind of like what you were saying about the epilogue when you said, I'm gonna write this chapter, and then I got the word and was like, what? When I think about it, and I haven't talked much about work, but when I went into the first of the year, man, I was cooking it. I mean, I was cooking because I've closed out my first year. Was like, okay, I can do this. And second year, first of the year, was like, man, I'm blowing up. The investment part, man, we're gonna cook. And I said, I'm gonna make 50 look fine, whatnot. And then these things started rattling off one right after the other, right after the other. And I was trying my best to get out of my earthly suit, and was all of the negative. I feel it. It hurts. This medicine's not working. And then we were going to talk to this person in Boston about holistic and all the other things. And so my mind was like, this ain't way 50 was supposed to start. What are we doing? You know, but then 2 or 3 weeks before the surgery, I just had this moment, and I told you even before that moment, I wrote the stuff that I gave to Aaron in case something happened. I did all of that stuff. My mind was just really out there. But 2 weeks prior to the surgery, I just had a moment where God, it was just a point of peace, and I just said, "We're gonna do this. I'm gonna trust. I'm gonna trust you." It almost felt like for the first time in my life, really, to truly trust, like that trust fall falling backwards. And it has changed my mindset from early July to surgery and to now has been a total mind shift. Some of that, and I do give my pastor Stokes credit for encouraging us to get on Pastor Prince every day, talking about grace every single day. So I'm on about day 96 right now, consecutively, just being pumped and fed grace. So it has changed my mindset. But I was really like kind of almost man, 50s failed me. It's supposed to be better than this, you know. But now, with a lot of things that have gone on that have changed my mindset, this brotherhood, I am so looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
Like business, I had a talk with my managing director the other day, and I said to him, I want to go to lunch with you. He's like, cool, let's do it. He's like, what are we gonna do? What do you want to do? I said, I want to know what I got to do to earn an office. What? Really? Hey, that's good. I said, you know, it's not that I care or whatever. I said, but it's just this cubby thing ain't working. I'm 50. I need an office. I need to be like I was in every job I've had, leadership position. And even though what I'm doing, I do it because I absolutely love it. But I just need to feel professional, dad, you know. And so he gave me the metrics and stuff. I said, let's go. I've been praying about the boat being full. I know God's not going to leave me or forsake me, and even in my business. And so, even though I don't talk about it, and I partly can't talk about it, compliance wise, I can talk about anticipating God's goodness and favor in all things. And where I am comfortable sharing about my family and my church and other things, I want to also invite him into my business and the favor that I feel is coming for that too, because then what I feel is to have that ability to, again, where he's trusted me with small, I think when that territory enlarges, he can trust me with a lot more to continue to build the kingdom. So, man, I'm down like 10 toes with Professional Dads, Convene, Matt, anything you're doing, Josh, anything you're doing, Devo, anything you're doing personally, professionally, because I think with these resources that we have in our physical hands, I believe the Lord will multiply and magnify in our spiritual hands the things that he blesses us with in this new year. So I'm looking forward to rocking with you guys.
Well, I think, you know, all right, I'll go, and then Josh, you can close out. But you know what? Hey, you know, it's God's will, God's path. And I think that you know, sometimes when you get a diagnosis of something bad, you know, maybe it reframes your mind, just like what you went through, Eric. You went through some tough health issues, and now I got to get through this cancer, and I will. And, you know, a lot of support around me, which is great, but maybe it's to say, hey, I'm going to slow you down. I'm going to refocus you. You're going to be all right on the backside, but, you know, go out and do what you know, what you're supposed to do. And, you know, again, coming in, you know, I'm out of flying. I probably won't fly the airplane or go back to the airplanes and the helicopter until April. Well, that gives me a lot of time to focus on the launch of the Convene 3.0, getting it organized, getting it where it needs to be, and rolling it out. So, I mean, again, I think you just, you know, give yourself up and trust him, you know, trust God, you know, and that's what you have to do. And then also at the same time, have people like you and my family and everybody, you know, they're supporting and praying for me. That's it. Yeah, that's where we're going. It's 2026.
Sure.
Let's make it happen. Let's bring this.
Sure.
I want January 14th to get here and get over. Here's the scary part: is the pathology, man. I want that pathology report. I just want to know if I'm facing anything else on the backside.
Yeah.
Once I get past that, then I can move forward. But that's me. Pray for that.
For sure. Yeah, I would just say, and I'll close it out. What a year, man. Like, what a year personally, professionally, for all of us, and the things that we've gone through, up, down, like whatever. And the health stuff, obviously, Devo and I skipped out on that one this year. Next year might be us. But obviously, I'm thankful that, Eric, you trusted me and Matt, or me, that you didn't know, Matt, to say, hey, look, I got this guy. And I think Matt and I's dream or thought that we had when we first started this thing, or maybe Matt's, and was like, hey, man, you could do this. And now this is better. And I think 2026, I'll say for me, I want to go like deeper. Like, and I think it's just our natural world, and whether it's work or social media or whatever, we're surface and we're a level or two deep. And I think we need to have some difficult conversations and some difficult podcasts. I think the one that, at the end of January with Dr. Jason will be one that needs to be talked about. But super thankful for people that have watched, people that have listened, people that have supported us everywhere. I mean, obviously it's gone and grown, and man, the people that we've been able to impact that we may never know. It may never know. And you started it off, Eric, with, the messages of what I talked about. I got another one I got one this week. I was on live on Sunday night, and I saw the comment, but I didn't read it. It was kind of read in, because the chat was going crazy on night. And I got a text from somebody, and she may or may not be in here tonight, but a text that was like, you don't realize the impact that you were having. And again, another one, just like I said before, is somebody not wanting to be here. And I'll read the comment. Tonight was literally the last straw before Christmas, and your music helped me hang on one more day. That was a screenshot in my live, and I saw it, but I'm like, I don't know if it's going back and forth. And then the text afterwards from one of my said, the magic of your lives. This person said they didn't want to continue, but came into your live and realized there was more out there for them. Keep doing what you do. So I will say that to both of you. I will say it to Devo, and I will say it to anybody out here that's watching. You never know who you're impacting by the way you live. You said it about your boys. Look the part, dress the part, act the part. You never know who's watching. You definitely never know who's listening, and the impact that you're going to have on a decision that they need to make at this very moment, and the place that the good Lord will put you in to make that happen. That's my challenge for everybody this year. It's going to definitely be my challenge. And that was very humbling to see that night. And obviously we all have those things, but man, what an impact we've made, but we're not done yet. So I'll leave it at that. So unless Matt's going to have some.
No, I'm going to say,
be good.
Being a part of this, January the 7th, we're back.
We'll be back.
You got topics you want us to talk about? Reach out to any of us. Let us know. We want to take things head on in 2026. And we love you guys. Love all your support. Thanks for watching. Invite others. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
all
go.
Right, love y'all, man. See y'all.